What's happening, guys? Cap over here, and welcome to our week 3 battle and the NPCC, as today we're taking on the Pikachu Bros. Yeah, that's who we're taking on today. He's the coach of the island Aggrons, and this is going to be a quick narration of the battle, but if you want to check his side of the battle, be sure to look in the description down below, and subscribe to his channel and send all the love that you can over there. After all, this is what the NPCC is all about. Sharing a little love over here, and of course he's the one guy who, when we're like getting ready for the battle, he's like, oh man, the picture, and I was like, yes, finally someone gets it. That's awesome. So that's really cool to see. But the team that I'm prepping for today is Savani. You guys can see it. Pretty much just some highlights of this team. Lucario destroys my team. Lucario is a big threat for me, so I just need to keep Garchomp around for a while. If I can keep that relatively healthy, then I'm good. But yeah, that's pretty much the game plan. If Haw-LUCHA sets up, like, Haw-LUCHA has a really good matchup against me because it does get Thunder Punch, it does get High Jump Kick, it gets Acrobatics. Unburden is just way too good, so a bit of a misadvantage over here. I don't have a lot of things. I don't have a Ghost type, so that's something I'm going to be probably looking for in the upcoming weeks. Just grabbing a good Ghost type that can really put in some work. But yeah, let's get this battle on its way. I figured, you know what, let's lead off with Hot and Fluffy, because Hot and Fluffy is so good right now. It had a really good matchup too. I figured he would lead off with his Necromancer thingamajiggy. It's like, cool, alright, let's make it happen. So, sending out Hot and Fluffy over here, looking nice and fine up, not too bad, not too shabby, as yeah, so he just sends out Savali. This is totally fine for me because I don't really know what this thing wants to do. So I figured, you know what, let's put on a timer, let's poison it. And great, he brings out his Necromancer, which is awesome because that's the one thing I want to get poisoned. As you can tell, there's no animations. This is going to be real quick. Mostly because I don't want it to, the animations to extend out. And for some reason, it just does that for some reason. I just always got to reset it. So Return does a lot of damage. Dean is not appreciating that. Of course, I'm not saying anything because the Focus Blast is way too good. And I have Nihilgo over here, who's actually named PB on Jelly. So he goes for the Nasty Plot, totally fine by me. I'm just gonna go for the Power Gem. Clean damage right there, nice and clean. So yeah, so we get the Beast Boost. Looking pretty fine over here. Goodra comes in, and this is where I sort of make a misplay. I'm like, you know what, let's get rid of this thing. Let's get some damage off, actually. Let's get some damage off. I do about 40%. He goes for the Earthquake. Of course he would have the Earthquake because that makes sense, because most likely I would carry this thing. So sort of I guess, you know, curiosity killed the cat, right? So I'm just gonna go for the Dragon Claw, get rid of this thing. And yeah, that's nice. Getting rid of Goodra and getting rid of Thundurus is something that I really want. So he just sends out Axel once again, and I'm like, I need my left shark for later on in the day. Just because it is something that, you know, it would be good to have. So yeah, at this point, I'm like, alright, cool. Hot and Fluffy's just gonna stay in here. He makes an aggressive double, really good double on his part. And of course, I'm not gonna stay in. I've sort of figured, you know what, he might Swords Dance, but I'm not going to go for the Whirlwind, especially on Haw-LUCHA. I need my Snorlax still, so he ends up Swords Dancing, and I'm like, oh boy, this thing actually sweeps right now. Thankfully, it was a roll, and I got a really good, I got a good roll, so luckily I could just knock this thing out of here. I'm like, get out of here, I don't want you. Thank you so much for getting out of my face. So this was the only thing that could take the hit. And yeah, we're looking pretty fine right now. Looking pretty fine. And I'm just gonna send out my Caputina over here. I figured, you know what, he has nothing for this thing because, you know, Thunderbolt, or I figured Thunderbolt, Surf, and Parting Shot, something like that. Yeah, so I'm looking pretty fine. I'm like, I can totally stay in. I can take another Surf, no problem. I'm gonna send out my Aurora Beam, and he has Flash Cannon, and that absolutely destroys me. So. Something I did not know that this thing carries, so lost 2 good Pokemon just like that due to one-hit KOs and just me not really yeah, not really paying attention to it. Of course, I have a really good switch into this thing, which is Snorlax, and yeah, I'm not looking too hot at this point. A lot of the things that I want to get dealt with are getting dealt with. and that's really working out for me. So yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. So we're looking pretty good at this point. I can just go for toxic, get the things badly poisoned. A couple turns over here, we're just gonna exchange poisons and whatnot. It ain't bad at all. And yeah, we're looking pretty fine at this point. I'm not in a situation where I need to like sort of worry. So at this point I'm like, alright, cool. I can simply stall this thing out. If he brings down Lucario takes a lot of damage from return. If he brings out HawLucha, then you know he keeps on doing that. So I don't want to go for Whirlwind right now. Whirlwind is not the play to make. So yeah, right now it's in a situation where I pretty much don't mind it. This is like the matchup that I sort of had in mind when I was building this team. And he misses out on the KO. Well, I don't miss. Snorlax does get the KO, but we miss out on the Ipa Berry range. We're actually Glitny too, so that sort of sucks. So now Lucario's over here, and I'm like, oh, I don't have anything for this. I don't know what he's going to go for, so I figured, you know what, let's figure he's going to go for Close Combat. And that does a lot of damage. That does a lot of damage, so I'm pretty scared of this. But he doesn't know if I'm Choice Scarfed or anything like that. Really wishing I was Choice Scarf at the moment. And then I'm looking pretty good at this point. Like, I could go for Plane Split, and I get a lot of HP back. So that puts me in a really good position after Leftovers, where I can sort of build up some momentum once again. Rotom H is putting in some fine work right now. Like, I was expecting this thing to go down. So yeah, right now it's not looking too bad. So we actually get a KO on HawLucha, which is fantastic, because I sort of make a prediction that he was going to predict me to switch out into something else, and you know, it would have been like that. So I'm looking pretty good at this point. And yeah, so now Lucario comes out, and I figured, you know what, Lucario actually beats me. And this is where I debate on whether or not if I should go into my Pelipper and try to get some, you know, I seen its Life Orb, so Life Orb plus Rocky Helmet damage. It would have put it down to quite a bit. That's 2 Rocky Helmet damages and whatnot. So I was sort of thinking about it, and then I didn't do it, so I lost my Garchomp right there for no good reason, no particular reason actually. And now he's just gonna go for the Thunder Punch, which absolutely destroys me. I figured this was going to be one of the things that, you know, was going to be really threatening for the battle, but yeah, he's putting in some fine work, this Lucario. I don't have a lot of answers for it, and at this point I'm like, it's already GG. I don't have anything that outspeeds it. All I have to go for is just like a Volt Switch or something like that. That's all I have to do, so I go for the Volt Switch. I actually get the K over here, and I'm like, oh boy. Now the only way I win is if he misses his high jump kick or something like that. And I'm wishing that I brought Protect on something over here, but I don't have any Protect or anything. So pretty much we gotta pray and hope to the gods that, you know, he might miss. And he lands this. Absolutely destroys me. This is not even a roll. This is like, even at full HP, I don't think I have a chance of living it after Life Orb. So this is where it sort of becomes a real like key for me, that if I'd switch into something else, I might have, like, this Lucario might have fallen down to its own Life Orb damage. Yeah, it might have been really close. So GG to Pichu. We end up losing 1-0. Really close battle. It sort of sucks, but you know, it really opens your eyes up to something over here, because I didn't have a ghost type to deal with all those fighting types, and it really put me on the back foot. I felt like I played relatively well throughout the game. A couple of misplays here and there, like for example sacking off and my Garchomp, or in my Ninetales, and it's just, you know, it's not knowing what these new Pokemon can really do. So I gotta keep on practicing a bit more. We'll move to 2-1. Really rough week for the Toronto SwaBlu Jays. It's been a rough week, so hopefully we can bounce back next week. It's only 1 week, right? Only 1 week where you pick up an L. So yeah, hopefully you guys are gonna keep on supporting your local or your Toronto SwaBlu Jays, from national wide to international to here, there, wherever you want to support them. I would really appreciate it. So I'm gonna get going. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to either myself or the other fella down there, and yeah, I'm gonna get going. So I hope you guys have a good day. I know it's a bit of a quick one over here, but I'm sort of a bit tired, and yeah, I'm just tired. It's late today, so I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good one.